Listen. Friends, listen. In every one of our hearts, there is a fool called Nabal. The fool of arrogance and pride. We have said this on this platform before, that men by nature, we are egocentric. There's an ego in us. And don't pretend that it's not there. It is there. And I normally tell women, please don't bind the spirit of ego. It's not a spirit. It is a man. It is us. That's how God wired us. That is why when you meet a fellow man, the first thing I normally say, very, very easy to tell. When two men meet, what is the first question they ask each other? After the name. Usually, sometimes even before the name. Before you ask somebody the name. What is the first thing you ask a man? What do you do? Hallelujah. When women meet for the first time, what do they ask? Are you married? How many children do you have? For us, it is not how do you do? What do you do? Because we need to size one another up. I need to know, are you doing better than I'm doing? Because we are egocentric. That's who we are. We derive a lot of our pride from the things that we do, our identity. That is why for men, you want to drive a bigger car. You're pretending like you don't. Am I right? We want to drive a bigger car. I mean, you don't want to drive. Okay, now I'm going to get into trouble. I don't want to drive a car that all the time you're being stopped by policemen because they think you're an Uber driver. I want to drive a car so that when I drive into the parking lot, wherever I'm going, the people will recognize that greatness has arrived. That's just a man thing. There's nothing wrong with it. By the way, that thing inside called ego is what makes us work hard. Isn't it? That is what it drives us. And that's why tomorrow morning you will wake up early so that you can go and hustle and try to make ends meet and try to make some money, because we are men and we should never be shy. We should never be ashamed of the fact that we are men. That's who God created us. That's how He made us. There is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, the anomaly is a man who is not driven. That's a dangerous man. A man who has no ambition is a dangerous individual. But as a man, you're supposed to have some ambition. Listen, and I don't care whether you're educated or not. Education has nothing to do with it. You may never have gone set foot in a classroom one day in your life, but it doesn't stop you from being a man. I have met some of the wealth, especially where I come from. Some of the wealthiest men out there where some of us come from are people who never even went to school. But they learned to hustle early in life. And today they own property upon properties and what have you. Why? Because it's a man. Tell another man next to you it's a man thing. Come on, let's be men in the house of the Lord. Let's be men who have money, who have means, who are not ashamed to work. Because that's what God created us to do. The only thing is this: as the Lord blesses you, watch out that you do not become a fool through arrogance and pride. The more God blesses you, the more you should be a servant. The more God lifts you up and gives you more money, it is the more humble you ought to be. You know why? Because I assure you, even though today God has blessed you and lifted you up, it's not so much because you worked hard, because there are other men who are even working harder than you, but they're not blessed like you. So whenever God blesses you, always remember, unless the Lord had blessed me. Is anybody in the house of the Lord? Because a real man recognizes, yes, I need to work hard, but it is the Lord who gives me success.